Ronnie Blakey joined by a couple of absolute legends as we get set for another epic clash. Kelly Slater, no big deal, having a run at a 25th Bells event here. It's just mind-blowing to think that. Up against Imaikalani deVault. I believe it's the first time these two surfers have met head-to-head. Here's Imaikalani's first ride. Love this guy's style, Ross.
Beautiful style. This is that carve we saw right when we were going to commercial. So I'm curious to what happened because he only dropped the 4.5. It was a really nice start. This is a really comfortable matchup for Kelly. You know, you guys know just as well as I do is, you know, Kelly loves to relish in the psychology of heats, and he would know that, you know, Imai being young, being a rookie, possibly being pretty intimidated by him, I would say Kelly's going to try and take advantage of that.
Well, the battle's happening on the face of the waves at the moment with Kelly. He's just dropped a 7.17, but I love that opening turn there from Imai Bugs.
Surfing, Ross, you need everything working for you. I mean, everything. And as you get a bit on, the things stop working as well.
Well, let's see how Kelly's working today. He kicks off with a huge first turn. He's going to put it on the line again, busting through the lip twice. He looked fantastic in the opening rounds. And he's kicking off here in the round of 32 with a lot of spark. And there is I think a noticeable, just extra bit of speed in his surfing this year. Out there on that open face, looking really sharp. Just rolling up the sleeves and getting ready to go to work on this end section. Drives through a beautiful roundhouse cutback. Wow. Great fundamentals on show. And the boys in the booth here put their hands together.
You know, getting back to Kelly, I mean, there's one thing that I always say, I think that he set the bar so high that he had such an influence on how Mick Fanning approached his whole career.
Ross, take us through this first ride. Big first turn.
Well, for Americans, that's aspirin.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking loose. It's funny, I had a little chat with him in the locker before he jumped in the water, and I was like, you know, the judges are liking spray. And right there, he just does nothing but chuck his fins everywhere. So the goat's looking really loose, and he's looking energetic. You know, you can tell there's no little needling injuries bothering Kelly. He looks switched on. Even that little cutback he did where he rebounded off the whitewash, all signs are looking good for Kelly. But, man, very loose.
That's kind of winding the clock back. You know, Kelly's whole career early on, those world title runs, always surfed on edge. There was always an element of recovery in each move he was executing because he surfed so on top of the bowl.
Sure.
Still has so much power. Imai here, just chasing down a score. This wave's still offering some sections for him, but he has to make sure he really gets stuck into those outside sections on the bowl. There's a nice hit to finish off on the inside. Didn't need a whole lot with Kelly only hanging on to one ride at the moment to get into the lead. And I guess anytime you can seesaw with the 11-time world champ and get yourself in front, mentally you're kind of going to get some confidence. And this is Imaikalani's ride. This wave came through at a 5.67. This turn we didn't see. Imai throwing it right on the line to kick things off. Did pretty well in chasing down this section and getting a bit more work done too.
Yeah, we didn't see that first turn, and that's why he got the 5.67. So it ends up being a pretty handy ride, Ross.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. Kelly is going to be really comfortable with, already bagging one decent score at the 7. So you'd think at the end of this, Imai can't afford to hold on to even that. But he looks like he's ripping. And I also like that he's stuck to his board, Ronnie.
And now Slater lines up. Easy call here. Beautiful, clean. Whoa, but he gets a little tripped up on the takeoff. And falling there might be better than maybe falling a little further down the line. At least he's still close to that takeoff position. It's the reason that he wears the 22 on his back to just remind himself of this start, this big special occasion, competing at Bells for the first time up against a guy who's chasing history at the event this year in the 59th edition. Kelly Slater going after a 5th Bells title. Mick Fanning after that same honour. Trying to break the deadlock with Michael Peterson. And look at Kelly go, just looking really comfortable out there at the moment. Pretty sure of himself. No indecision on what moves he's going to go for out there at the moment. Love those double rebound roundhouses, but on that occasion can't complete. So 21 and a half minutes to go. Imai is still in the lead. Kelly only needed a 3 out of that wave to jump back into first. Let's see what Slater got done on his last ride. Big hook off the top here, Ross.
6.6 right here. I think the judges nailed it with that. A little bit softer, those sections, but I just want to note 2 things. Kelly, he's on a pretty relatively traditional surfboard. It's a round pin. I think Dan Mann shaped it. It's a 6.0, 3 fins, Ronnie. There's nothing too wild here. What's funny is he typically likes to go free surf on a 5.4 quad that's got all kinds of wings and channels and all kinds of stuff, and that's just what sparks his interest. But then he'll go out in a heat on a normal board because it's time to take care of business. The other thing that's interesting right now, you guys, is it's the afternoon. Kelly loves to surf heats in the afternoon. He's not a morning guy. So, you know, this is really looking dangerous for Imai. Kelly looks pretty switched on right now.
He sure does. How deep are those bottom turns, Bugs? Got to be some of the most laid over bottom turn approaches we've seen all day.
Oh, all tournament. I mean, the other day, we showed a couple of Kelly's bottom turn.
Behind Dusty Payne, it was a big inspiration for him. Kelly's really taken a vertical approach out here at the moment, Bugs.
He really is, and this is nearly a bit of an old school wave, this one, I reckon. Like, that's you know, he worked hard for that 5-1. He really did. There was a lot of work in this wave.
Looks like Kelly's going to pull the trigger here.
Yeah, that wind, sort of that little bit of ruffle on the surface again, and it's that wind with the ribs. It's not the good wind, but it's good wind for airs.
Devil wind.
Yeah, that kind of started to flare up in Kanoa and mix heat, and I think it maybe played into mixed hands a lot more. We'll see if Kelly can find an edge with it. He fell on that last ride, and Imai's going to have a shot now at either taking the lead or chipping away at this big requirement. Nice layback. Jam right there and up into the lip again. Fantastic pocket turn.
Whoa.
Connecting with the lip but losing no speed. Going to the rail. Has been busy on this ride. Multiple turns already. Plenty of variation and a clean finish there. 8.1 is the number. Kelly on the outside was up for a moment but kicked out.
Imai might have got there all in one swoop. In my opinion, that's easily the best wave of the heat. That was well surfed. It was a set wave, big moves.
And let's see if their approach is in Imai's style here.
He went straight for the lip on that first one, and then just a great carve and 4 great maneuvers on the bowl. I mean, that is top-notch surfing. 4 on the bowl is right up there.
Right. He just looks stuck to his board, Ronnie.
He does.
He looks really switched on, not hesitant. He was completely positive. Each move was no hesitation.
How important is this next turn to have in your repertoire when you get to Bells, Ross?
It's a really good jam. It's just a good old back-footed jam right there, and the judges love that. It's really visible. The judges are pretty high up on a cliff, and they're looking down on these surfers. So when you go for those turns that throw water up in the air, it's very digestible. And the other good thing about this wave, Bugs, is he had a little bit of everything. It was a great mix up there.
The riding was unbelievable, but just the commitment on that very first turn when he went straight for the lip. I mean, you just showed this kid has got confidence oozing.
Sure.
Coming from behind this section, up into the foam, brings it down. We'll need more. Gets up on top again, but just for a moment. Desperate surfing from the 11-time world champ. Clinging to this wave. Cannot waste this opportunity. There won't be enough time to get back out there and ride another one, so he's loading up for something big on the inside. And he might need something dynamic to chase down the score required. Gets himself set, steps back on the tail, kicks the fins there, and finishes on the sand. And the crowd, they just love him performing out here at Bells Beach.
Was fast and went ahead of him and never laid back enough for him to go into the face and do those big old Bells gouges, those snaps that the judges want to see. I mean, they were critical, but these are just chasing moves. So he's probably going to fall short here. Yeah,
just one of those Bells rides that sort of push to the the very edge of the bowl bugs that stretched out in front of him.
Yeah, that's right. And he just chased it all the way, and it was a valiant effort.
That was a good heat, you guys, and amazing fight back from Imai. I mean, big credit to Imai.
Massive, massive performance from Imaikalani deVault, and look at him. He is buzzing, saying thank you, thank you.